Oh, right, go. Push the wrong button. Yeah. Hello there, it's me again. It is Sunday the 15th of May. This is How to Murder Feet, something, coast path, something, whatever. It's raining quite heavily, as you can see, on the sea. I am in an extremely pink ferry waiting shelter, which is tidal, which is fantastic. That's the high tide mark. It's actually literally on the beach. I imagine at very high tides this is inundated. But yes, I'm taking advantage of a roof because it's raining quite a lot today. Yeah, Sunday the 15th of May, it's about 10:30 or so. I am on the eastern side of the River Hamble. There it is. And you can see Hamble itself, Hamble Lee Rice, where I was last time. And I didn't take the ferry, I've driven today. And it was nice coming down. I almost saw the sun at points. I thought, it might be nice after all. And then this started while I was on the bus on the way here. Yeah, so my car, it's quite a long one today. My car is in Gosport, where I hope to pass it, go and get a ferry across to Portsmouth and get to Clarence Pier in Southsea today. So a total of probably about 15, 16 miles by the time I've gone there and back. I will need to actually use the ferry a couple of times as well, there and back, to get back to my car. Because the idea is that at the end of this trip, this day, this 15 miles or whatever, I will have completed my notional week one of what I'm calling the southeast coast path, leaving me in a position where I can get a hovercraft, which is very exciting, across to the Isle of Wight to do a proper week-long backpacking trip in a few weeks' time, probably, once I've arranged some time off work and stuff. But for now, it's a day of trudging along the the eastern side of the Solent, the south coast. Which, according to the map, is really straightforward today. It is literally a straight line, follow the seafront for the entire day, more or less, apart from a small naval dockyard at the very far end. So there shouldn't be any getting lost or inland detours or trying to trudge along the shingle underneath an oil refinery or anything today. Just the weather is a bit of the problem today, really. But anyway, I need to crack on, so I don't lose the heat I've built up walking here. It's not actually that cold today. Obviously, as I get wet and as I start to soak through, because these waterproofs aren't totally, it's not a dry suit or anything, it's, it's just an anorak from a high street hiking sports shop. So I will get wet today, but that's okay, because I can get into a dry car and, oh, I forgot to bring a towel. God damn it, what kind of hitchhiker am I? Oh well, I'll have to just soak my car a bit as well on the way home. But yes, it'll be all right. It'll be okay. And yeah, this kind of endeavour is not all just, travel documentary, holiday brochure, sunshine and blue skies and golden sands and azure seas. Sometimes it's like this, which is pretty much zenith to nadir grey as far as the eye can see. So let's get on with it then, and I'll find somewhere else dry. It's going to be, by necessity, somewhat sparse today on the footage, because I'm going to have to find relatively dry places to do it from, because I don't want to get my camera wet, because it's a good camera and quite expensive, and I don't want it to break. So it is relatively splash resistant, I imagine, but probably not waterproof. But yes, as you can see, very calm seas, not much wind today, just quite a bit of rain. I thought I was going to miss, I thought I was going to head on to the Isle of Wight. It was looking very purple over the Isle of Wight on the way down, but now we're inside it, I guess, and now it's lightened up, so I don't know. Forecast says it'll stop about 3 o'clock and then start again around 6 o'clock, and also there's a yellow weather warning for thunderstorms tonight as well, so I don't want to be out here after dark. Mind you, dark is about 8 o'clock, so despite it being a longer day, I think I've still got plenty of time. Although I probably ought to get on with it, so I'll speak to you again soon. This looks like quite a thick tree I can temporarily shelter under. That was drippy if I pull the hood forward as well. Here I am, a minor NPC in one of the less interesting Assassin's Creed games. So, yes, trudging down the side of Warsash, don't know. I never get pronunciations of this sort of thing right, so I'm not even going to try. Yes, this is the path, and this is the Hamble and Solent over there. So this bodes well. I mean, I'm alright actually. I'm got the waterproof leggings on, which carries a bit of a thermal load penalty, but does keep me dry-ish. Certainly drier on the legs than the top, but the top's holding out all right so far, so that's okay too. That's interesting. I'll zoom on that. Thought I'd like to show you that. I think that is some sort of training facility for lifeboat drills. It's not actually a boat there, it's just a load of gantries with lifeboats on, which, you know, you could just avoid sinking by walking down the end of the pier back to the shore. So I think rather than, you know, having to have an entire massive ship, you could just have a gantry on a pier if you wanted to test out lifeboats or teach people how to use them properly, that sort of thing. Not quite sure what this is, some kind of institution. I don't know, I'm even less inclined to go and look for signs than usual at the moment. So you can see Gas Town in the distance there, in the gloom. I don't know if they're making more fuel today, or if those are the same ships as were there last week again. Probably, not sure. But yeah, quite dismal so far. Good job I'm a naturally high-spirited sort of person. Otherwise I might start to fear about today's success. It's okay, I don't mind this kind of thing if I can come home to a warm house afterwards, but having to then sleep in a tent full of wet stuff and get up into the same stuff in the morning, that's a bit of a kicker. That's what did for me on the last trip, my last proper week-long backpacking trip anyway. God, I haven't camped since. I hope I haven't developed a phobia or something. Right, okay, well, I can see droplets starting to form on the phone. I'm going to put it away now. Speak to you again soon. God, I hope I don't go through another microphone today, all this in and out of pockets nonsense. I have to check regularly. So, we've reached the end of the handball, I think, and this is back onto the main Solent. You see up to Southampton that way. Don't know what that is. Old-fashioned, certainly. Yeah, Fawley Refinery. That's the old power station, we saw that a few hikes ago. And that's Calshot on the end there. And we're now on the other side. That's the Isle of Wight in the far distance, and well, what's that? Big old container ship of some sort. Very Chris Foss, look at it. Oh, don't know if you can hear that, probably not. It's doing a bit of tooting. Possibly it's about to eat that yacht. Don't know, small thing far away, etc. Yeah, it's full zoom that. I expect we'll see it on the side if I get a good shot of it coming up towards Southampton. I think it will be. Looks like it's coming into dock, so we'll either catch it going sideways past us. Anyway, we need to cut into there and follow the trail along and round onto the Solent proper and away. The rain seems to be letting up a little bit. Still feel it spitting, but certainly don't want to de-waterproof just yet. Is that the Isle of Wight cat thing? Oh, busy. So we're going from the Solent to Portsmouth Harbour today, which is also a very busy piece of shipping. I've seen that this morning waiting at the bus stop at Gosport. What's going on there? Should be able to show you if we get there. Right, back in your pocket. Yeah, here we are. This is probably as near as it's going to get to me. Which is quite near. I mean, I'm on half-time zoom there. Hang on, let me put you in actual 1-to-1 ratio. Oh, that's still quite small. I'll zoom in then. It's an odd design. It looks quite modern for some reason. I don't know why. Let's say full zoom. Victoria Highway. There you go. The rounded sort of front, very little profile. I wonder if that's some sort of aerodynamic measure. I mean, obviously it's not going very fast, but at that kind of fuel usage, I imagine every bit helps with aerodynamics. Maybe easier to load and unload. I don't know. What the side thing is? That a stabilizer of some sort? Does that come out? Oh, I expect there's all sorts of stuff on Wikipedia about it. These kinds of vessels attract a lot of detailed analysis and commentary by enthusiasts, I think. I'm just mildly interested. Big old thing. I mean, it's much bigger than me and it's making me feel nervous. What if it turns this way and just rams up the beach, you know? I mean, will I get clear in time? Answer, probably yes. I mean, the path is good at the moment. It's it's gravel, but it's reasonably flat, not too shifty. Just going out around a sort of salt marshy type area. No sign of the weather letting up particularly there, so let's head down and trudge on. Right, off I go. Oh, still here, still raining, still trudging. Oh, so there was about a mile or so of actual beachside shingle trudging into the wind. The rain picked up a bit. Saw one or two other dog walkers there, looking quite determined. They seemed quite approving of my foresightedness. Approving, piss-taking, yeah, whatever. Amused, one of the two. And then, because it's very high tide at the moment, so I was forced to come on an inland detour around a holiday caravan park and some cliffs and things. So here I am, under a tree. A mighty oak, I believe. Look at that beautiful textbook wave finger-like forms on the leaves. The little clumps. No acorns yet, too early for that. Do oaks flower? I suppose they must do in some fashion. I'm going further under. Hide in the foliage like a Japanese serviceman from the Second World War who hasn't been told it's over yet. Oh, look at that bad boy. I've just come past oh no, that's my maximum zoom out, and look, it's still filling the shot. Come past a electricity substation. I mean, that's magnificent. I've always had a thing for pylons. I don't know, I'm probably out there with my weird rosemary fetish, but it's just astonishing engineering, you know, what it represents as much as the aesthetics and physical look of it. I mean, it's a 1930s, 40s design, quite stark, but somewhat elegant in its own way. It's almost enough to make me want to get back on Twitter and restart my Pylons of the South Downs series, although we're some way from the South Downs at the moment. I think I'd call this one In Expectation of Similar to Come. Yes. I go a bit weird on my own sometimes. Alright, let's keep cracking on because it's not actually very dry under here. Sit under a tree long enough and it eventually rains on you. Putting the camera away again. Still out, still raining, still trudging. There's Cow Shot over there. Swinging on past it now. Try to keep the rain off it a bit, camera. And the coat up around it. Yeah, so yeah, well, I think we're pretty much out of the Solent proper into the channel between the Isle of Wight and the south coast, which I think is also the Solent, so, you know. Oh, this would be absolutely... Oh, hello. Excuse me. Yeah, okay. Can't even see what's doing that. Mind you, it's quite misty out there now. I can't actually make the Isle of Wight out properly, so... Oh yeah, some kind of cross-channel? Maybe. Try and pinch zoom with wet fingers. Hang on. Right, this is going to be a bit nausea-inducing, well, more so than usual. There it is. Yeah, that just went honk, but probably just telling yachts to get the hell out of the way, because that thing can't turn or slow down very effectively, to be honest. So, you know, so sail before steam in principle, but if the boat can't actually turn or stop, then it's kind of on your own initiative to get the hell out of the way. Yes, and look at you. Yes, I know, your coquettish trapezoidal silhouette. I don't care how alluring you are. I'm not trudging across that wet, muddy field in this weather. I'll be clagging mud from here to the end. Oh, yeah. Like I say, this would be idyllic in a blue sky summer, but at the moment I'm just sort of trudging headlong into the wind and going places in my head mostly. I've seen joggers out. Some people don't care. No, I'm not turning around to face the direction I'm going because I'll get a camera full of rain. So I'm putting it away again. Rain's let up a little. Let's have some yachting. I mean, you know, despite the rain, it's obviously perfect yachting weather out there because there's loads of them at it. Enduring much what I'm enduring. I think they'll be wearing similar kinds of trousers as well. I think these are actually, like, you know, marine activities trousers rather than hiking trousers, so why they get so hot. Magnificent. Oh no, rain on the camera again. Right, back again soon. I'll try and find a bus shelter or something soon. Have a proper chat for a bit. Maybe even dare to get the map out. I found the sea again. A bit of an inland detour, path erosion problem earlier. So I was trudging along minor country roads, diving into the hedge every time someone drove past. Private beach there anyway, apparently, which I'm not sure was a thing. I really must learn how this Marine Foreshore Act works. Anyway, there we go. Despite the weather, still fairly busy. I mean, we as a nation love to drive to the sea regardless of the weather, and if it's raining we'll just sit in our cars and look at it with a faint sense of reproach and accusation. Yeah, it's sort of settling in for a steady all dayer, I think. Which is not great. I'm going to just keep walking really, because that's what I do. See if I can find a cafe or something at some point. I could do perhaps sit inside somewhere, smelling of wet hiker for a bit. Share the love. But yes, going that way. That's it. Well, now really. Right, back in the pocket. Compromise of trying to keep the camera dry and trying to have anything at all to put in today's episode. So this is Titchfield Haven, right, big inland marsh there with a whole load of hides on the back, which I'm not going to point the camera at because I get rained on. A lot of birds down here, swans, ducks, smaller other varieties. I know a swan and I know a duck, and that's about the limit of my ornithology. The others are presumably not fish. It's a charming little harbour here. Little guinea harbour, some little club or another, with an open harbour mouth. I nearly attempted to try and cross headland-wise, but I instead ended up on this road, so that was good. Yeah. So I've got eyes open for a cup of coffee somewhere, but I mean, if I've learned anything from Dudley Salterton is that if you stop walking when you've been in the rain, you'll freeze to death. So I probably want something to go, I suppose. Right, onward. There we go, peak British. I suppose there's people in there sat resolutely staring out to sea, kind of grim determination. I mean, I'm very much not in any position to throw stones at the moment, so, you know, I will take a photo of that for my ongoing hiking around the coast scrapbook, because that's brilliant. Lightening up a little bit, but still not to stop. So I think I'm going to be coming across quite a lot of this kind of thing going forward. That's the way I've just come. I actually had to come from like way over there and down a road and stuff. But yeah, people building walls right up to the sea line. Don't know. I need to find out what my rights are as a citizen of the UK who likes being on the shore. Anyway, I don't care. I got coffee. Here it is. Still too hot to drink, which is good. It's not going to be the case for much longer. I mean, basically, when I can stop passing it from hand to hand, it's probably cold enough to drink. So, you know, it's keeping my hands nice and warm. Oh, it's nice. Stalwart Yachting School Club thing out there. I don't care what the weather's like. I've got all wetsuits on, probably. I don't. So, trying not to get too rained on into the camera, but I think that's probably Leon Solent over there, which is about 2 miles away. So I think I'm looking forward to a bit of shoreline, easy promenade stuff, which in other circumstances would be marvellous. But at the moment I'm not in need of an ice cream, certainly. Yeah, so I'm just going to maybe stand around a little bit. I'm not going to sit on anything, it's all wet. Drink me coffee. Rotary Club, full of old people playing bingo in there. And the person who served me the coffee was no spring chicken, and certainly wasn't in full possession of her aural capabilities. And of course, with this hood on, I can't really hear anything through the canvas too easily, which is quite dangerous on roads. So yeah, there was a farcical exchange. Hello, I would like a coffee. Yeah, Python-esque, I think the phrase is. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to ease up. It's a bit lighter from yon direction wind's coming from, but I don't know, not holding up much hope. Apparently it's going to ease off and stop raining around 4 o'clock for an hour or two, but then it'll start again. And yeah, as mentioned tonight, thunderstorm warning, so definitely want to be done before around 7, I think, ideally. Don't think it'll take that long, but yeah, I'm quite chipper. I'm quite chipper, quite in a good mood. I mean, I'm wet and trudging through grey, but I'm hale and hearty. My core temperature's good. Inside I'm dry. Well, apart from, you know, where all the blood goes, that's probably quite wet. But yeah, it's easy going. I mean, if it were this conditions in a Cornish, you know, backbreaky ravine and a downman up, as I believe they used to call them, then that would be a different matter, I suppose. And if I had the backpack, mind you, yeah. The plan is that probably in 2 weeks' time I'm going to be over there doing the coast of that. So with backpack, with worrying about where to put the tent and such like. So hopefully the weather will pick up a bit. I may postpone a week or two if need be for weather reasons. I'm not a sadomasochist. Yeah. Right. Got to keep moving. I don't want to get too cold, but yeah, I think my internal heat's keeping pace with the external soaking, I think. So I'm all right. All right, that coffee might be cold enough to drink now. Oh, so we interrupt this beach-based trudging adventure to examine why there's such an enormous slipway here. It's no longer in use. This is Leon Solent, probably. It turns out it's because of the hovercrafts. Or at least it was. Just lorries in there now, but you can see bits of hovercraft. Big sign here. Princess Anne 50 years. The world's largest commercial car carrying hovercraft, and the last one. BH7 unique military hovercraft. Hovercraft Museum. If only I had the time. I'm going to have to come back another time and explore that in detail. Hard to explain my obsession with hovercraft, to be honest. It may seem a flippant thing, but there's a certain seriousness to it. I think it's Jerry Anderson that's done it. Thunderbirds and Stingray and all that were so formative for me. I mean, obviously they were actually before my time, really. There's all reruns I remember, but just the vision, you know, the sort of bonkers 1950s, look, the future is endless and we can have it all, you know. I mean, a hovercraft on paper is a ridiculous form of transport. Let's take a boat, put an enormous fan underneath it, and then use its own fuel to lift it entirely into the air, and then just sort of like float along the sea, as opposed to like a boat, which, you know, at rest using no fuel can just drift along the sea, you know, just needs a little propeller at the bottom. But I don't know, you know, it's the whole jetpacks and holidays on the moon. You know, growing up in the 80s, it was a time of you know, everything everywhere. You know, the moon landings weren't so far away, there's space shuttles going on all the time, and it just seemed that, you know, I genuinely believed when I was in the 80s, in my, you know, like a 10-year-old Tim or whatever, I genuinely believed there'd be holidays on the moon by the time well before the end of my life. And it seems unlikely. It seems nowadays nothing of the sort's going to happen. But there, it's like, that actually is the Princess Anne of the picture. I guess it's not actually in use then. Ridiculously fuel inefficient, although they do have certain uses, so sort of amphibious landing craft, beach assaults and so on, military, that's BH7 thing probably. If that's actually used anywhere or by anyone. I don't know, in Scandinavia do they use hovercrafts militarily? China perhaps? I don't know, Russia? I don't know, they're not common anyway regardless, even if they are used, but much better to just, you know, waterproof up a tank and drive it up the beach, you know. Most amphibious assault craft are of that sort. Oh, rain picking up, gonna have to put you away again, but yeah, I may have to come back here. I'm just fascinated by the idea of a hovercraft museum. I mean, just the idea that hovercrafts are a museum thing now. They were a vehicle of the future when I was growing up. Very sad. Yeah, no. You're right. So this is Leon Solent. Ice cream van in attendance. Apparently there used to be a pier here. I don't know, off of that raised section perhaps? There was a board, but it was too rainy for me to stop and read, so you'll have to go and wiki that if you're further interested. No pier here now, unless I'm very much delirious. Yeah, I don't really know where I'm at, because I need to check my check the map app before I start talking into the camera about where I am. But got a feel for about halfway, I reckon. That kind of thing. Going around the end, and then it sort of runs along straight until it gets to Gosport, I think. At which point I turn inland to go around a small naval base, get a ferry over to Portsmouth, Gun Wharf Quay, and then round to Southsea, Clarence Pier, where the hovercrafts live. The sole remaining commercial hovercraft in use in this country, I think. See, all about the hovercrafts today. But yeah, lightening up a bit. It's not dripping quite as much, so I can probably risk getting the camera out a bit more as we go. Much to your delight. Just love that skyline. Who runs part of town? It's brilliant. That's what the coast needs, more oil refineries, I say. Oh hello, is that a blob on the lens? Oh dear, hang on. Not quite stopped raining yet then. Oh, so here's a disturbing phenomena I thought I'd show you. You're getting foam forming on the inside of my elbows and the accompanying part of my jacket. I think it's because where my arms rub against my side when I'm walking, just lightly. It's I think it's mixing the rainwater on the coat with some residual detergent that's still there from the last time I washed it. It's foaming up nicely. It makes me look like I've got rabies of the armpit, which I think is probably quite a disconcerting sight if you didn't know me socially. Oh, that's good. Just checked. Turns out I've been doing better than I thought. 3/4 of the way there, and it's what? 14:04, so that's pretty good going. Should be done by about 4 or 5 o'clock. Although there's a bit more to do on the other side of the ferry as well, so yeah, no, that's okay. I mean, bear in mind the last 2 trips out that we've had is I've been done in 3 hours, so it's nice to do a long stage, get back into the swing of it for my attempt on the Isle of Wight, which is going to be quite a few long stages back to back, with sleeping on the ground in between them, most likely. Oh, you get interesting clouds, I tell you. Interesting visuals of clouds in the sky. It's nice. So yellow, almost yellowy breaks there. More interesting than just a plain blue sky with a burning eye in it when it's not raining on you. It does look a bit more darker coming again, so probably more to come, but at the moment I think it has it. Yeah, it stopped. Yeah, my hair's a mess. Yeah, good. So yeah, this looks familiar. This is what I wanted to show you. Look at this. I've seen this kind of gate before. Lulworth. Although they're quite blasé about military firing ranges nowadays. I mean, there's no red flag, so let's just rock on through, I think. Oh, spits of rain. I had to say it, didn't I? Oh, just taking advantage of some not rain. This is Brownstone Beach, military vehicle testing thing, vehicle area, something. There was a sign. There's a permissive footpath through it, I'm okay. Not going to get shot this time. And you can still hear Leon Solent just sort of through there, busy roads and stuff. It's just a sort of thin strip that runs between the sea and the town. I've been here before, I suppose, but it seems pretty derelict. But then I suppose MOD tend to reserve the right to reuse all their facilities whenever they want. It's quite rare they get sold off for development. Probably because there's, you know, possibly unexploded shells and things out here. I'm alright, I'm heading on through, toying with the idea of a late lunch with a sandwich or something. I ate quite a lot in the car on the way down, so it's not pressingly urgent, but go for a bag of nuts or something right now. Dry roasted or peanuts. Maybe another coffee. Did me the world of good. Just the perk I needed. Yeah, all a bit overgrown. Which is nice in a way. A lot of military places end up as wildlife preserves just because no one else is allowed to come in here and mess it all up. On we go. Oh, what's that? Probably something I shouldn't be filming. Red building with some barbed wire around it. Some sort of facility or another. Oh, it looks like exercise, like bars, you know, chin-up bars, and like a wall you got to lift a cannon in over in pieces or something, whatever they do. Yeah. What am I looking at here? I think it's an oak apple. Familiar to Minecraft players, I'm sure. But of course oaks don't do apples, oaks do acorns. So that, I think, is some sort of fungal growth. So it's sort of lesser well developed one here, another one down there. Yeah. I was looking these up once, I can't remember if they're just straight fungus or whether it's some creature, like bug, insect or something, does something to the tree to make it deform. Don't know. Probably wouldn't want to eat one anyway, no matter how many hearts I'm missing. Still trudging through the military reserve. Proper firing range over there. Not sure I should be taking photos of it, but this is a public footpath, sort of. No one there today, of course, otherwise we wouldn't be allowed here. So yeah, if we can crack on through here, get out the other side, hopefully we'll end up back in some kind of like seafront car park type arrangement, and then maybe I can find a small shop for a snack. Could do with a bag of crisps or something, just to pep me up, keep me moving. Probably something sugary, really. Still. Alright, this way I believe. Ah, good. There's me successfully traversed yet another military firing range without incident. Splendid. Brown Down military training area, there you go. Been there, done that. Yeah. Amphibious landing exercises, yeah. Something Normandy landings, D-Day, don't know. Press pause for more information. Oh, let's get out of here. Yeah, that's not so bad. I mean, it's, you know, I'm still not entirely convinced this isn't how I'm going to meet my end one day. You know, I'll not see a red flag and that'll be it. I'll find this phone in the wreckage. Probably some of the stills from the videos will be used for my picture on the news, you know. And me with my hair like this. Yeah, no, we're out. Right, so back a bit of a trudge and onto this is a great long sweepy promenade. There's a road that runs directly alongside the sea. I don't know what that is on the end, some sort of fort. Must be getting on towards Gosport now, I suppose, but not quite sure what this one is. I think there was somewhere called Stoke on the bus on the way here. That might be it. Seems familiar. The bus did take some of these roads, so it's not the very first time I've seen these. Oh, hello. No, I'm alright. It's fine. As you were. Yeah. Ah, that's steeple over there. That's Ride, I believe. Ride with a Y, not an I. Which is where I will be embarking to on my week on the Isle of Wight. I will, in a very real sense, have a ticket to ride. Yeah, alright, I'll shut up for a bit. Yeah. Pleasant enough for normal people to be out and about. Actually, I don't like the look of that sky. That's coming this way, so probably in for a bit more chop before the end. So this is Stokes Bay, something like that. I've seen quite a lot of ice cream shops, but I'm just thinking in terms of, you know, core temperature survival techniques. Dumping a big blob of ice cream and frozen dairy products into my stomach is probably not going to help. So I'm resisting. Bag of crisps would do, you know, something room temperature would be fine. Not sure I want to stop here for anything hot to eat, so. But not far to go now, I hadn't thought. That's another 5 miles maybe, tops. Yeah, we'll see. What have I got there? Pirate Gulf, if I don't miss my guess. Yeah, I see your copyright safe Jack Sparrow, I like. I have no time for Pirate Gulf, I must be elsewhere. Just getting a moment of perspective. Can just about make out Fawley. And probably Cowshot somewhere further along. That's the Isle of Wight, all quite gloomy. But that there, Spinnaker Tower, big showpiece architectural thing at the centre of Portsmouth Harbour. Just through there really. I'll go around the coast and then come back up to it. I think the Gosport ferry runs pretty much to the base of that thing, so that's where we're aiming for today, and then a bit beyond. It's good. Can't be too far away now. Oh, that's bad timing if that's what I think it is. What am I looking at? There. Yeah, that is either the Prince of Wales or the Queen Elizabeth. The Queen Elizabeth class aircraft carrier, current pinnacle of the British Navy. Most cutting edge piece of military hardware we have, I think. It was moored up at Portsmouth Harbour. I was going to show you when we got to the wait for the ferry at Gosport, but it looks like it's off. It's gone out to do moving. I can hear it rumbling from here. Big old engine. Yeah, you'll have to wiki that for more technical specs because I'm not really a military nut, but it's an impressive piece of kit nonetheless. Yeah. Here's some things. This is apparently Fort Gilkicker, which I only know because I can read. Didn't even know this was here until just now, so I have nothing to tell you about it. Probably, well, obviously military, probably Napoleonic originally. Or built up with additional parts over the Second World War, maybe. There's a lot of that sort of thing about. Certainly not open for tourists. Anti-climb paint, yeah. Bit of a landmark, I suppose. Right, so I'm going to start basically hooking around, and I think basically before I get too much further along the edge of the coast, I'm going to hit a big chain link fence that I'm not allowed to go into because there's a bit of naval dockyard on the end. So I'll end up cutting through to... Aha! Can we see it? Yes, we can. So that tower block is pretty much on the ferry on the Gosport side, so that's basically where I'm aiming to, but sort of round from the end. It's not far to go now, and then I can have a little bit of a sit down, and then I've got about another mile or two on the other side. Quite a small, gentle walk through Portsmouth, old town, and up to Southsea, seafront. Say that quickly, and use some words that have shells in as well. Good, right, let's keep moving. What time is it? It is 15:08. Done very good time actually. I thought this would take much longer. Must be my relentless unwillingness to stop in this damp, windy environment. Good, good. Oh, I do like a good juxtaposition. Here's one. Don't know what that is. Some sort of training ship. Can't quite read the sign on the side at this range. And then there it is. I think this is probably as close as we're going to see it today because I'm heading left and it's going right. What's that? Some pilot boats in front and behind. Gosh, you got to watch their depth sounding very carefully with a boat like that, don't you? Be a laughing stock like that destroyer that beached itself near Australia. Hit a rock, Wolf Rock or something. There you go. Military stuff. I don't know which one it is, I can't see from here. Apparently we have two of these. Two of these and not a lot else because that's all we had the money for. Smaller ships for scale. Oh, impressive. I want to see some Top Gun action flying off the ramp on the front there. But I guess it's just, you know, puttering about. I don't know. Is it manoeuvres? Is that a shakedown? To getting ready to deploy? I mean, you know, we've been at DEFCON 3 ever since Ukraine won the European Song Contest last night, so... Yeah. Sink ports as well, start to see those now. That's the artificial island made of concrete, the fort. I think they're privately owned these days, they're not actually military or naval. I think there used to be a hotel or a restaurant on one of them. Brittany Ferries, that's off to France. Plenty of that runs from Portsmouth. Yeah, busy old bit of water. Let's see more as we go, I expect. Splendid. Oh, I see you. I see you. Peekaboo. Little minx. Ah, there we go. Oh, is that? That might be. No, that's the pyramids. Wow, that's not even where I'm aiming for today. Looks like a swimming pool complex thing. No, I'm much further to the left. So maybe at Clarence Pier. I can't make it out from here actually. So that's the War Memorial, I think. Clarence Pier must be on the left. Anyway, the end is in sight, which is always an uplifting moment in a day's hiking. Let's get on with it. Well, that's pretty uninviting. Do you think I should stop and not proceed? I mean, there's even a golf course there, so I'm not sure I can even just turn left and follow the fence. I have to double back and find an alternate route from Fort Gilkicker. Blimey, I'm not sure even the indomitable Dr. Ruth could get through that. Or want to. What's that over there? There's a sign. Wow, there you go, end of the road. Danger, something, 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 flying golf balls, I don't know. Private golf course, no admittance. Well, that's just great, isn't it? Yeah, piss off all of you lot as well. Right, I'm going to go, no swimming either, just in case you were thinking of going round by sea. Right, going back that way to find an alternative path I can use to get to Gosport. I mean, I just walked across a military range and they were fine, but no. That one must be active, in use, whatever. Alright, alternative arrangements abound. Should speak to you again soon. Look, there it is. See? I didn't dream it. I didn't invent it. That there is a passenger hovercraft service running between Clarence Pier on Southsea and Ryde Pier on Ryde, the Isle of Wight. I think it's about 30 or 40 seater. I've been on it before. It was brilliant. Remember one Christmas Day or New Year's Day or something, the pilot got arrested for being drunk in charge of it and managed to ram it into the dock, so that was quite cool. Yes, we'll be seeing more of that in a future show. Noisy bugger. Well, this is dull. I have literally nothing to say here. Still scudding around the outskirts of Gosport. Turns out all that fencing and stuff was for HMP Paslar, so prison. So actually I'm fine, I'll go around. I can understand why they were quite so keen to make people go away. That's our Marine Technology Park. Courtesy of Kinetic, some sort of defence thing. That has a look of a prison as well, frankly. All the rage back then. So down here somewhere there's a sign saying Submarine Museum. I've been there once, a long time ago, as a kid, with the family. And they got them like some sort of Second World War submarine up on bricks that you can actually go and wander around inside. Gosh, this is grim. I say wander around inside, it was tiny. There's no way they'd get a film crew in there as well. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Bleak isn't the word. Okay, I'm going to steel my resolve to try and finish this road, and I'll talk to you on the other side. Hopefully something a bit more cheery, like a flower or something. It's trying to spit again. It's trying to rain. Had enough of that for today. There we go, you can see it, look. Big old submarine there. I have no idea what type or class or era or vintage or whatever, but I think you can go inside it and it's not very big. Like, one person passes at a time through the side things, most of the gear's in the middle. Yeah, I remember going visiting it a long time ago. Should probably have another look. Not today though. I don't even know what river this is. I don't think it is a river, I think it's just a creek. Anyway, those big blue and white things are my destination. So I just need to hook around the seafront following this like chain linky type design, which I saw this morning at the ferry terminal. This must lead all the way there, which makes life even easier than usual. And I don't often get, you know, a continuous actual trail in the pavement to follow. So yeah, Gun Wharf Quay over there, Spinnaker Tower, etc, etc. Day is not over yet, but I do get to sit down for a bit shortly because I've got to wait for a ferry and then sit on the ferry and so on. That should be good. Quite fancy a really sugary drink right now actually. Some of this zero stuff. Burnt some calories today, I think. Haven't really eaten anything today, apart from on the way down. So yeah, I'm probably due a meal of some sort. High-rise living. I remember them being more drab colours the first time I came to Portsmouth. It's been smartened up a bit. I don't know though. I do like the abstract on the side. So that there green one is the ferry. So if it immediately turns around to the other side, it's probably pretty regular. There's two fairly large day-to-day working cities on each. Well, that's a city certainly. This is a big town. A lot of people. I think there's probably a lot of custom for ferry work. I don't think I'll have to wait too long. Not too worried if I miss it either. It's just up ahead, so should be able to grab a ticket and just get straight on, I think. Yeah, that covered walkway thing is the entrance. I saw the ticket machine earlier when I was waiting for my bus. Bus interchange is part of the same area. Up here. No time for that. I'll get over. Let's see what the deal is with the boat anyway, before we do any gawping. Oh, hello. So is that still there? That was the one I was looking at this morning. See it better from the other side of the thing. Oh, maybe both of them are here then. Interesting. Yeah. Well, more later. I need to sort some tickets out and things first. Then I may have some time to kill. Yeah, just missed it. Oh, that's okay. Deal with a sit down for a bit. So yeah, oh, okay, it's that long place. Moving. But look, yeah, that's definitely a different boat to the one I saw earlier. Which means both of Queen Elizabeth class aircraft carriers are in Portsmouth at the moment. So if that's normal or a cause for panic and concern. What else have we got? Some sort of destroyer there, is it? Maybe, yeah. HMS Victory is in there somewhere, the other side of that. That's HMS Warrior, an ironclad, steam powered with sails as well. What else? Well, that's the ferry. That's where we're going next. And then that's Gun Wharf Quay, big shopping development thing, shops, car park underneath, etc, etc. Spinnaker Tower, big vanity project, quite distinctive. And then, yeah, well, we'll be seeing all that when we get over there anyway. Yeah, okay, yeah, so basically I need to get back down the ramp before that green boat comes back. I guess it just keeps going backwards and forwards whenever. I couldn't find an actual timetable. It must just keep travelling backwards and forwards all day. I'll go down and wait. Yeah, that's Portsmouth seafront. Harbour front rather. Seafront, I suppose, over that side. We'll look at that more in detail over there. Anyway, made it to Gosport, so that's good. Car is just a couple of streets that way, but I need to go and finish this other section before the Isle of Wight section before I can come back. So I've got my return ticket. Do not lose. £4.30. Don't know if that's reasonable. I very rarely cross Portsmouth Harbour by boat, but I've no basis for comparison. This is the Falklands Garden, dedicated to veterans of the Falklands War. So I vaguely remember, I think I was about 7 when that all kicked off. I vaguely remember it being on the news, but I don't remember much in the detail. I had to go and look it all up more recently on Wikipedia and read through it all. Sounds like quite a time of it. Yeah. Right, I'm going to go and get ready to not miss the next boat. I think I'm a bit lost. Right, so here we are. Gun Wharf Quays. Mega yachts. I mean, I guess there's people who aren't Russian oligarchs who buy yachts, but certainly that size. Gonna hit the solar. Yep. I did see somebody abseiling on them, but on there a minute ago, but they're not there now, so I hope nothing bad's happened. I've never been up. I've been here quite a lot. Never been up. Can't remember how much it is to go up. It's like an old cafe or something, a gift shop at the top. There's one of them glass floor things too. Huh. Yeah, lots of bars and restaurants. Used to be quite a good Chinese buffet around the corner on the top there. Not sure it's there anymore. There's the ferry terminal on the other end. It's just there. So, I mean, technically I've done it. I'm in Portsmouth, that was the day, but I really want to get to Clarence Pier because that's where the hovercraft's going to go from, that I'm going to take for my next step. So, a little bit more to do. Plus all these people are freaking me out. It's quite a contrast from the early part of today. Trudging along on my own on a windswept coastline with nothing in sight or anyone. Spice Island. Spice Island Inn. This is old Portsmouth, the oldie trading thing from I don't know when. Too tired for historical guessing. Massive shipyard thing there. Pleasure yachts and whatnot. I don't know what's on the top. Apartments maybe. Just over the top there, which you can't really see. You can just see the sort of ramp is the Isle of Wight car ferry. There's a passenger ferry that runs from the station on the end by Gun Wharf, where we came in from that ferry as well. So lots of alternatives. Just the hovercraft thing doesn't pan out. But, yeah, just need to follow it around. That's all Gosport. I've been there. Basically just looping around the harbour now and then heading out this way. Off we go. Nearly there. I might get a bus back. Yeah, chain linky thing just took me through a old ancient fort thing, which smells of piss, but charming notion anyway. So yeah, can probably see Gilkicker Fort down the end there. Might be those little chimneys. Gosh, cut away, in and out harbours. Looking forward to Norfolk. Yeah, I forgot about that. Massive seawall renovation project on my route. I could probably cut around the park somewhere. Interesting, these chain link stones that we've been seeing all the way along, they've been worn clean by the sea here. Featureless almost. Yeah. See why they need to redo the seawall, frankly. Church missing a roof there, not quite sure why. Bombed out during the war? Collapsed? Who knows? There's a lot I don't know. I think the key is to know that you don't know. Alright, so yes, that's Clarence Pier, that gaudy 1950s Vegas-esque tower thing there. I need to go and get to that now. Nearly there, nearly done everyone. Quite extensive. Looks like they're building a second outer wall on top of their first one. I've been here quite a lot actually. Southsea, popular day out with family members and so on. About an hour and a half from home. Convenient. Nice on a sunny day. Where did you bloody come from? Jesus. Could have done with you about 3 hours earlier. Oh well, I've been fairly dry by the time I get in the car now, which is nice because I forgot to bring a towel, so good. It's all working out perfectly. Isle of Wight ferry. Oh, what's that? People shouting on funfair rides. You shouldn't be allowed. It's the hovercraft again. Look at that. Majesty. No mistake in that. You can hear that from light. Hear that from Leon Solent. Splendid. Alright, let's keep going, nearly there. And I really am thinking about a bus back to the ferry. Couple of stops around. Done my mileage. Walking back to the car from the end of the day's hike doesn't count. Ah, there we are. There's a funfair tat in there. Quite small. It's not really a pier. I don't know why they call it a pier. It's basically just that. There's not much on the back. More importantly, the hovercraft terminal. There it is. It may seem like I'm obsessing about hovercraft. That's because I'm obsessing about hovercraft. So yeah, there we are, we made it. So I basically walked from Minehead to Portsmouth along the coast. Pretty, well, you know, over a number of years, admittedly. So yeah, I shall be picking up from here next time. Next time will be, that might take a few weeks off, a week off or two. Mostly so I can get some approval for a week off work. And then I'm going to get a bus and train and bus and whatever up to here with a big heavy backpack, get on that hovercraft and go and tackle the Isle of Wight, which will be a week-long backpack full style thing. I know because Eurovision Song Contest happened yesterday, so this is the week I would ordinarily be doing my May hiking thing anyway. So I'm only about 2 or 3 weeks behind really by the time I get on there and get over. And I've managed to sneak in a whole week from Poole Harbour to here. I call it a week, it's probably about 10 episodes or something. Yeah, managed to sneak in a week in the early spring and winter and stuff, which is all basically possible because I live only about an hour and a bit's drive from here, so making the most of that. But yeah, okay, well I'm going to sign off now, so I shall see you next time for a proper backpack adventure, like the old style. See you later.